The one I share?
The one that you share.
Just now the one that Alan shared. So you just continue from there, lor. Then
Well,
you just add in.
okay. Wait lah.
Yeah.
I put.
Actually, for that one, anyone can edit unless Alan restricts the access. So we can also edit if we see anything or add any pointers from there, lah. Yeah.
How come you do a Google account? Now all the phone need Google, I know. Even your SingPass, all these, the government look for you. You also need a Google account, no?
Account.
Email
Because I didn't use my phone. I used the
account.
laptop.
So you use your Google account on your laptop. That will help.
So troublesome. I need to check into my Google account.
I think it's
Maybe
for security
Alan,
sake.
I forward this thing to you. Then you just put it in
Yeah, okay, can no problem. How you forward to me?
Okay, I put in the chat group. Okay, I put in chat group already. You just
So
copy
you
and
copy
paste.
and paste lah. Can no problem.
Copy and paste.
Wait
You can edit if you want.
Oh, it's okay.
So so these are the things that Mr. Kamlesh wanted us to do, right? Is that all?
Yeah, he said there's no right or wrong answer lah.
There's no right
You
or
got to see what
wrong.
you're doing
So
lah.
it's just our like suggestions and how we assure the public on this
Yes,
thing
you
that
mean
will not happen again.
you just explain that this is your answer lah. Then okay already lah.
Okay. So it's up to him whether he accept it or not.
Yeah. In a way lah. But usually it's
Yeah.
okay lah. It's just like you share our thoughts only lah. Thought process.
Are we having a break after this?
Not sure. This one I'm not sure. I think most probably yeah. 1 break, 2 break.
Until what time this one? So we will assure to the public that we have actually identified the issues that caused the incident due to the presence of a bug in the software. So what we're going to do, right, is that we install the patches into existing software operating system of all the aircraft. Then we provide training to the pilot. Then we also monitor the operating system of the aircraft frequently on the existing software operating system on the
Yeah.
software update. So these are
Right.
the things that we will do.
Correct.
That's all.
Yes.
Yeah. So later I will just talk lah.
Can trouble you. Thank you.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you, Lisa.
no worries. No problem. I will just talk. Richie, you can also talk also.
Huh.
You
The
can also
next
add
one that I talk. Next one that I
the
talk.
next one. How about Wong? Wong, are you there?
Oh, I think he's a picture only he put.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
he's not here, is it?
Yeah.
In this class he's not here, is
Mysterious.
it? I didn't see him. Then he said that he has some pointers that I add some pointers to. Yeah, but I don't know what are
Yeah.
the pointers that he will be adding.
Anyway, our group a lot of Wong. As in the whole
Oh yeah, your surname is Wong
all the
also.
surname a lot of Wong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, except Ghazali.
No,
The
all
rest
of us are
Wong.
Wong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except Ghazali. So I don't know whether what is there any break after this?
I think once we
But
done with the
I
statement, you can just
but I
mute
don't know
and
what time will Kamlesh wanted to tell us to present.
lunch should be 12:30, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So
So I think we take a short break.
yeah.
Mm.
Recording in progress.
Okay, welcome back. And yeah, I did say 11:45, so I think some people may have gone for a quick drink. I shall wait for 1 more minute while they all come back. Right, come. Can we have our first group to start? I recall telling one of the group for you to go first. Can you please share and start?
Is it our group first? The group
Yes,
two?
I think so. Yes,
Group
come,
two, ah?
go.
Okay,
Yes,
I just do the share screen first.
yes.
Can you see?
Yes. So before you all start, can you just refresh what was what actually happened? What was the issue? And then I want everybody else also to tell me how you feel after you read this statement from the other groups. So just rewind the issue for those people who didn't get it. What was the incident that happened? Yeah,
The incident, right? So the incident, I think we have to go
the
through,
worst case scenario and then your statement.
Yeah, the worst scenario, right? So
Yeah.
worst scenario will be
Slide 14.
14, right?
Yep.
Okay, sure. So this is the one. Maybe I just do the. I think you all can see.
Just give us a 20-word summary. Don't need to think.
All right, so this one we have actually highlighted the worst case scenario unfold when a critical manufacturing facility experiences devastating fires, causing substantial damages and disrupting the supply chain. And the setback is that has resulted in the temporary halt in the supply of the Coca-Cola products to the market, and this disruption severely impacts the company's revenue stream, market shares, and the brand reputation. Then we also have identified the digital risk here. The fire has potentially compromised the sensitive data stored at the affected facilities, including the proprietary, the recipes, customers' information, and financial records.
Okay, so so the newspaper reporter came to you, and
Yes.
what do you have to say?
So we have the press statement here. So do you want me to say everything or just highlight the ones?
Wow, okay, make it a bit bigger and just highlight the main points, touch the main points.
That's right. Yeah, so okay, I'll just touch on the main points. Main point is that for this recent production setback caused by the fire at one of our manufacturing facilities with transparencies and determination. So basically, our operations has been contained in these incidents, and we have also have alternative production facilities already in use. And we are actively communicating with our retail partners to ensure a steady flow of Coca-Cola products to you, our value customers. So as part of our dedication to data security, we have engaged top-notch cybersecurity experts to safeguard our systems and your information. We assure you that we will provide regular updates on our progress as we work to restore full operations. So this situation serves as a learning experience for us, and we are conducting a thorough review of our facilities, safety protocols, contingency plans to prevent such incidents in the future. And we deeply apologize for any inconvenience caused and express our gratitude for your continuous support. Your trust means everything to us, and we are committed to regain it through transparent communication, proactive measures, and our unwavering commitment to providing you with the quality Coca-Cola products you know and love. So I think that's summarized everything.
Okay, leave your screen there. Hold on a second. I would like to make some comments. I believe I can annotate. I'm trying to see where is the. Aha, okay, good. The annotate tool. Okay, so if you look at this statement, I was quite impressed with this statement. Did you use any tool to help you, like ChatGPT or something?
I think so. Yes.
Later I will tell you how I know.
And we fine tune it along the way as well.
Yeah, later I'll tell you how I know. Okay, I will share that with you privately, how I know. Okay, anyway, you will learn something as well. Okay, so you see, what they have done here is in a positive way, value, transparency and determination, company value, tirelessly to ensure products bring joy and refreshment, company value, gratitude, company value. So you see how the top and the bottom, they put statements of company value. Then in the middle, you have addressed one thing, which is contain this incident. That means it will not happen. It will not get worse. You have explained how you are going to do this. Then you talk about all these things. We will update you and all that. This is the same. This portion will be the rhetoric which everybody will use, lah. But one thing over here is that you have used a lot of humility. You have apologized and you have expressed your gratitude. Now, when you use such words, just be mindful when you say, I am sorry. What does this mean? This means that if somebody died in the fire, the guy can sue you. Because you have taken some form of responsibility for this fire.
Right.
You see, so you have to be very careful of certain things. This is from a legal aspect, not so much from a risk management aspect. But you used a lot of their corporate mission words like unwavering commitment, know and love. All these are the very fluffy words. But one good thing that I see here and one more point of improvement. One good thing is you see how they say our systems, your information. You are making it very clear to the reader that the systems belong to us, but the information is your information. You are not claiming, it's a very nice way of putting it. The only other feedback I have is when you say things like this, we have engaged top-notch cybersecurity expert. Who determined that they are top-notch, and by what metric do you judge them to be top-notch?
We don't have to tell the customer who is top-notch, and
we determine that.
Yeah, no, why do you pass judgment on this? Do you feel that this phrase may be unnecessary?
It gives more.
If we just did it like that, just food for thought. Because you say top notch, who judge? You judge.
Yeah.
Why is Coca-Cola judging the response to their own problem? Why are you judging? That means to tell me, if I tell you, I've engaged the best cleanup crew on the planet to clean up my mess. Why are you judging? Unless you are prepared to give the name of the company. And prepared to, let the industry, let your reader judge their competence. I have engaged Norton, or I've engaged Kaspersky, or McAfee. Then their name must speak for themselves.
Okay.
Otherwise, cybersecurity experts would, in my opinion, be good enough. Because if you pass a judgment on it and say top notch, later some other cock-up happens, some other mistake happen, people look at you, but who's your top notch? You are opening yourself to more questions and more judgment from the outsiders. Just my personal opinion lah.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I have to be very critical in the training environment, but by and large, this is an excellent piece of work. And the rest of you, any comments, any feedback? What do you all think of this? After reading this, do you all feel more confident, more assured, more happy? Anyone? Wow, everybody's so quiet. Come lah, offer some opinion. Really? Nobody?
Seems good. Seems good. Very
Yes,
professional.
Mr. Yong. Mr. Kong, sorry.
Very professional, very good.
Professional. Yes. Any other? I mean, when you read this, do you feel assured?
Yeah.
Do you feel confident in the
they have
company?
the appropriate responses in place. And very
Okay.
sensitive to our consumers' feelings are very good.
So it looks like one of those statements that really went through their corporate comms. So when you prepare a statement like this, do you feel that maybe this part is already template? This part is also, some of this part is also probably template from their template. So their corporate comms department did not write everything from zero, ma.
Yeah.
They already got some. I see this one is properly copy and paste from their every statement that they make, they will put this sentence. And that's where you understand that your responses have to be similar. So when we prepare for our responses, we try to be in alignment with the rest of the organization. Okay, next group. Thank you very much. This was a very, very good exercise. Next.
Yeah, hi. Okay, so this is a press statement. This is actually our web server was being compromised on 24th of July in the middle of the night, resulting in 300,000 of our customers' data being exposed in the dark web. Since the initial incident discovery, we have mobilized our cyber breach response team to fix the vulnerabilities. The security loophole has been patched and additional security has been implemented. Third-party payment companies were notified on the leakage, and our team have been working with them to suspend affected customers' accounts. Our customers were also notified by email and phone call about the breach, and police report have been made. Now, lawyers have been consulted on what actions to take against the hackers. Cybersecurity agency have been informed, and the SWAT team has been set up to tighten the security and prevent further data linkages. Early investigation by CSA, which is the cybersecurity, confirmed there was a deliberate attack, and the investigation has also revealed that only customers' name and customers' credit card information has been exposed. There's a hotline, 6777-800 on standby to assist our customers on queries relating to the breach.
Okay, thank you very much. So in this group, do you all see there's a bit of course, every group has to be different, but this group took a slightly different approach. So I like the fact that your first sentence was very clear as to say what happened. Your second sentence is what you have done. Your third sentence is what you will do, partly what you have done, partly what you will do. And your last sentence is probably what makes this really makes this great, is that you send a message forward that we are still here to assist you. Is that kind of helpful vibe. So if you read this as a consumer, how would you feel? Anyone? Don't compare, but we're not comparing with the previous one, but how would you feel as a consumer if you read this?
I feel reassured. I feel that there is a support that I can contact if I have any concerns, and I think it's being looked into.
Okay, considering that you are in a group that did the previous one, how do you think this, now we compare, how do you think this differs from your group's answer?
Of course, the cases are different, and
yes, but in terms of style.
the style. This is the way I feel it is more what do you call it? It's more data and IT related breach. So it's very professionally done in a way that it covers the important points of IT, not as a general consumer.
Okay, so what they have here is some facts and some details.
Yes, yes.
They got numbers, they got dates, they got times. But what they don't have, and what you guys had, is the whole values and mission vision stuff that went in. Correct? So the question is, do you think that is good, or do you think that is bad, or do you think that's 50-50? It depends.
I think it depends on who writes it and who is the audience it. Because when we wrote it in our example, it's from a marketing communications or those communications perspective and to white consumer audience and customers. For this one is I believe it's more from the IT perspective, IT professional perspective, and the target audience is more of the consumers who are using their services.
No right, no wrong. But yes, they were very different in terms of their perspective and their phrasing, as you pointed out. Anyone else got any views about this, comparing those two in that sense? Would you perhaps be more willing, if this was a very big company, would you be more willing to accept like the first answer, where it's more fluffy? But if you are a consumer, your credit card information is lost. Do you think that you would be prepared to accept the first answer? Based, you would want something more detailed like the second one. So both of these are very strong responses. Come, let's see the third group now. There is no best or second best or winner or loser. I think both are very different in their own right and attract a different audience, which is good. And you guys have the benefit of seeing both perspectives. And hopefully 3 perspectives. Come, third group, please share.
Hello.
Yes, come.
We actually didn't put it in word, but we can just verbally say out.
Sure.
Okay. So our the title is a press release, Boeing 737 MAX crash sparks dispute. Okay, dear all stakeholders and passengers, we have identified the issues that caused the aircraft crash due to the presence of a bug in the software system, and we have installed the patches into existing software operating system of all the aircrafts. We have also provided training to the pilots on the applicable software updates of the operating system, and we have also monitored the operating system of the aircraft frequently on the existing software systems on these software updates. So we apologize sincerely on the inconvenience caused to all passengers and all stakeholders on the crash.
Okay, anybody got any thoughts about this? I think that this is maybe slightly modeled after Group 2 style, where we identify the problem at the beginning. But would you, if considering that an aircraft has crashed and that people have died, do you think that ending it with an apology and saying we apologize for the inconvenience of an aircraft crash would perhaps be a little bit too light?
Usually, I think what they need to do, right, for airlines is to ground all the aircrafts that are affected by this software thing. And yeah, besides patching the software, they need to have the assurance that they need to do the.
Okay, Mr. Kong, I'm going to stop you right here. I do want, okay. The reason why I think that your feedback is totally on point, but I don't want you to suggest in terms of content. I want you to talk in terms of context. And the word that you used was assurance, because perhaps maybe you feel you didn't get enough assurance. But can you try to answer this question again without suggesting any alternatives to them? Don't. you're not an expert on aircraft crashes, but as a consumer, how do you feel the concept of it or the context of it can be adjusted? Come, please.
I think we need to actually include those who have actually suffered the loss of their loved ones, right? By maybe providing some compensation packages to the families of the bereaved.
Okay, so that again is a little bit of content, but the context I take away from it is that it may not have addressed all the relevant audiences. Your statement has not addressed some segments of your audience lah. Because, you know, some segment may feel a bit aggrieved. If you are the victim of an air crash, I say sorry for the inconvenience. You look at me with the eyes open, like this is not an inconvenience, you know, this is a disaster. But
it's a disaster.
So your point is that it has not addressed all the audiences. And Mr. Kong, I would like to get back to you as well. You were talking about assurance. Come, share with me share with us rather what assurance means to you.
The appropriate actions have been taken to ensure that it will not repeat lah.
So you so the group that was presenting, that's Lisa, right? Lisa, did you have any actions that will be taken not to repeat in your statement?
I think they
About the
did have
patches?
the patches.
So the patches tell me that something has been done about it. But did you explicitly say that we believe that these patches will rectify the problem and prevent it from happening again? Was it explicitly stated?
Yeah, well, I think we should put it in that.
Yes, because my observation when you were talking is you said what has been done, but I did not hear the
assurance.
Why it has been done or what we hope to achieve by doing all these things. That to me was not there.
Okay.
You know, like I'm missing that disconnect and to what.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, no, you all are not PR experts. You all are not Marcom experts. You all are not corporate comms experts. But at the same time, I hope that this exercise has also opened your eyes to how we do things. So I don't want you to take away from here how to write a press release, but I want you to take away about how people feel when they read your press release or what people expect in a press release. And then you work backwards. Have you heard of this concept of backward design? So I know that my press release must make people feel assured, must address all segments of the population, must be aligned with my values and my corporate values and blah, blah, blah. So you want that. Therefore, you design your controls to achieve that. It is fairly easier when your controls have been aligned in this, so that later on when this happens, it is one straight line. I don't have to take one department, whether it's HR or corporate comms, to sit there and redesign the whole thing. Because from the beginning, we are already aligned. So for example, if your company value is safety, then all your key risks relate to safety. All your control measures are primarily about safety. At the end of the day, when you have a disaster and you communicate to people, you will probably say that we already have high safety measures, everything is conducted. You know, sometimes things happen that are out of the ordinary and we are working on it. Rest assured, our organization has and will always be committed to safety. You see, so that there is an alignment along the whole. And this learning point from this whole exercise is that you have to take from the beginning, from context all the way down until the end. The business, something happened, people die, we communicate. You have to see an alignment with all these things. Cannot be misaligned. Understand? Good. Any closing thoughts from anybody about this? Please speak now. Share. Open sharing.
My one point is that we are here as an IT auditor.
Yes.
We're not as a marketing communications or no PR person. So I think our point is to contribute in terms of the risk and what action we have taken, what we have to do, and the rest of the fluffy words has to be managed and done by the Marcoms people. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the thing is that my point to you is that sometimes we don't want to have too much of the fluffy stuff. But if you look at what the second group did in terms of the facts and everything, you're able to see that if you were in-house as an IT auditor, right? Don't say outsource, in-house within that company. Do you see that Group 2's answer would can Group 2, can you flash answer on the screen again? The second one, the one about the 300,000 data breach.
Yeah, wait, let me share the screen.
Sure. So I address Razib's question with this. And if you are an in-house IT auditor, do you see that your work and your contributions to this would be very significant over here, especially in his third paragraph? Actually, second and third paragraph, both. Would you see that your work as an IT auditor is very relevant to this?
Yes.
If you are an in-house IT auditor.
Yes.
Now the question is, your corporate comms is very nicely telling everybody, our customers were all notified by email and phone call about the breach, blah, 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 blah. Good. Now somebody's got to be checking that this was actually done, right? That's where your job comes in. And then your job is to safeguard the information and come up with the action plan early on, before this whole thing happened. That would also be part of your job as an IT auditor. So your contribution as an IT auditor is very significant in paragraph 2 and 3. So if your job was done well, and your department did your job well, then the fluff that corporate comms has to do is only going to be paragraph 4. That's it. And maybe touch up a bit from what Group 1 did, or our values and blah, 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 blah. They put the first paragraph, nice, nice. They put the last paragraph, nice, nice. But the second and third paragraph actually come from the IT auditors or the IT department or the, the existing risk management framework, whoever's managing that. Now, this would be very much more relevant for in-house if you are doing IT audit in-house.
My question here then, Kamlesh.
Yes.
If I'm an IT auditor, I would be coming in after everything is over and auditing everything, the whole process from start to finish, correct?
That would be
Why
if
would
you
I
are
already have a
external.
role in this? Why would I already have a role in this in the second paragraph or third paragraph?
That would
My
be
IT
if you are an
department-
external IT auditor. If you are an internal IT auditor, your inputs before this whole event happened would already be there. We have existing systems in place. Our cybersecurity team responded. Why did they respond? They responded because you have controls in place which triggered the response.
But in that case, then whatever controls in place were not enough. I still allowed a data hack to go through.
Okay, that is a very tricky conversation here, because you say whatever controls I have were not enough. But I put to you that your controls could have been enough for day-to-day operation. This was an event that was a fluke event.
Okay.
You see, I mean, in all probability, that would be the scenario. In other words, your communication in that case would be, hey, look, my team, my processes are damn solid. We can stop. Well, until today, we thought we can stop 95% of the problem. Today, we realized that the problem can be a bit bigger. Okay, we understand. We had measures in place to limit it. So if we did not have these measures, not only 300,000 data, it would have been 1 million data. But it's because of our good IT audit processes that we were able to limit and contain this breach. That would be some other ways to frame it, you see.
Okay.
Ken?
Yeah, I have to change my thinking a bit.
No, entirely must be satisfied with this response. No, I mean, if you're not happy, please share now. We can discuss further.
No, I mean, I'm in the group, but then the way you framed it, so I'm thinking, hey, why would I be involved at this point? Why? So I'm trying to look at from that point.
The IT auditor is involved because, like I was saying, that all these things are already pre-planned responses, and you have pre-planned processes. So by virtue of you knowing what needs to be communicated, it also helps you in developing your own internal controls and your own internal escalations. Because when it comes time, when the bad thing happens, when the disaster happens, you want to make sure that what you tell people assures them. And as an IT auditor, what you do must assure them. So you must be able to articulate what has been done, what you do, and that must be in line with assuring people when something bad happens.
So during such a crisis, the comms team will reach out to IT auditors or someone from there?
The comms team, okay, when there's a real crisis within a company, the first communication that goes out obviously is a templated one. We are looking into this matter and we will update when information becomes available, right? Then a good answer to tell people is, hey, look, we already have a lot of systems and processes in place. We are doing all this. That comes from the IT auditors. That comes from the IT department. And we were actually alerted about this a few days ago, and we have taken some measures to reduce and whatever, then that's where the public starts judging you lah. But you will have an opportunity to add that you already have taken some. Your IT audit should give you measures to reduce the impact, to reduce the risk. There should be triggers from here already.
Yes.
Does that address your concern?
Yes, then yeah, that those triggers will be there already then.
So it is relevant to you. It is not your bread and butter issue like what Razib was saying, but I just want you all to have an awareness that this part of the process exists. Remember yesterday we were talking about understanding the whole landscape, then digging deep into something. Yeah. So this is something that is in the landscape. This is not something that we are digging deep into. We good?
Yeah, that helps.
Okay, now come. We have a bit more work to do before lunch. So actually, what we have to do before lunch is we have to talk about the bow tie, and that will take a little bit of time. So we will talk about it now, and then we will do it after lunch. Okay. To wrap up our conversation, when we respond to risks in our business, we shift our focus a little bit to a digital business. So these are some of the risks. What you see on screen, these are some of the risks that we have to face. We have to look at things like data leakage, regulatory, talent drain, resilience, privacy. These are just some of the broad headings. Just soak it in. But importantly, there are 5 key points that I want you guys to always have in the back of your mind. You need to know what are the company's strategic objectives, where I need to go. So whatever you all are doing in the company, whatever you all are checking on, whatever you all are auditing on, whatever you all are even thinking about, has to be aligned with the company's strategic objectives. Then you must accept that it is only a risk if it impacts your strategic objectives. If it does not impact your strategic objectives, then it is not a risk worth considering. You do not take any cognizance of it. The third one is that the risk needs to be against your current business environment. Your current business environment also includes your future and your past business environment. Don't focus so much on the word current. Current, not in the sense of time, but current in the sense of space. Okay, where you all are operating. You must understand that risk levels change over time, especially as you digitize. And as you digitize, they don't only change the levels, they actually change the whole risk, the whole complexion, the whole landscape can change. If you decide to move from manual filing to digital filing, risk can change. Each of us can only do so much. So in an organization, you should identify the risks that concern you. Risks that don't concern you should be a lower priority. These are 5 like mantras to keep on the back of your head, as you are looking at all these risks. Okay. For the next thing that we are going to be doing, we are going to be doing something called a very quick bow tie methodology. So a bow tie methodology is what we do to analyze a risk. Now, this is one of the last few things we're doing before we go into enterprise. So I would like to show you how a bow tie works. Bow tie is one of the ways you have been doing this. You have been doing this the last day. You have been doing a lot of this in the last days, but I want to explain to you how we use this recognized methodology to look at a risk event. So the risk event, we put it in the center, and this looks like a bow tie. So let's take one example, and I'm going to move away from all your companies because later I want you to do this with regard to your entity. Say, let's talk about a car crash. Okay, a car crashed into a tree, 2 people die. I mean, just a car crash which kills people. Before we talk about preventive and corrective actions, what contributes to the crash? What was the source of the crash? Anyone give me a few ideas?
Weather.
Okay, weather. One source is weather. Another one?
Drunk driver.
Driver condition, driver alertness. Okay, another one?
Electric vehicle that self-drive but go out of control.
So vehicle software failure, something like that, huh? Vehicle failure. So what do you have here? What do you have? What's the first one again? Just now you all say, sorry.
Weather.
Getting old, yeah. So the first one is weather, nature. The second one will be a driver problem, and the third one will be a vehicle problem. Okay, we leave it as that. I think we covered the 3 main areas. Okay, so what can I do? So if we talk about the first one being a weather problem, what can I do to prevent the weather problem from causing a car crash? Now you think about yourself. Okay, sorry, I forgot the context. You are a car manufacturer. Okay, what can you do with regard to the weather problem? Tell me. You can't have a conversation with God and say, "Don't rain." You can't do that, right? So what can you do with regard to the weather problem?
Maybe you can install some weather maybe to sense the weather.
Enhanced tire design or whatever.
Yeah, tire design, better windscreen wipers, whatever. Okay, so these are things I can put there. Then what about the driver? What can I do to prevent a not alert driver from crashing? As a car manufacturer, what can I do?
Nothing.
Sorry?
Nothing.
Nothing. I'm sure I can do something, right? If
Anti-ski, anti-collusion.
Yes, if I sense that the guy is falling asleep, maybe I have some alertness thing that, wakes him up or something like that. Perhaps, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then if you say software problem of electric car, as a manufacturer, what can I do about this? Perhaps I can install a manual override?
I don't know. We won't know until it happens.
No, but I mean, if there's a small software problem, can I just install like a detection system which tells the driver, hey, there's some bugs in the software. Until you get your software updated, I will not allow you to use auto drive.
Yes.
Enhance the system.
Sorry, say again?
Enhance the system.
Okay, yes. So regular updates, regular patches, these are all preventive actions, correct?
Yeah.
So understand how it works. Now, if I have a crash, what are the consequences of my crash? I think the biggest consequence will be somebody dies lah.
Yeah, death and permanent disability.
Okay, so let's just limit it on death and personal disability. How between the crash, how can I reduce the consequence of death?
Airbags.
Airbag. So do you see how we do a bow tie diagram now?
Yep.
And then I will take all these control measures. I will take all my recovery measures. I will put them in a basket and I will see which one are more important, which one I should do first. That was a very simplistic example of an automobile manufacturer and a car crash. What I want you all to do as an exercise is identify 2 risk events from your work, from yesterday's work, today's work, whatever. Identify 2 risk events, and I want you to open up into consequences. What will happen if that happens? And sources. How could this happen? And for every source and every consequence, put one measure in between, whether it's a control measure or a recovery measure. So the recovery measure reduces the impact of the consequence. An airbag does not prevent your car from crashing. An airbag makes your your impact of crashing a little bit better. So as you can see, the control measures deal more towards the probability side, and the recovery measures deal a bit more towards the impact side. Can you see that? Ken, more or less, you're getting the vibe, huh? I don't want to over confuse you all with this. So what I want you all to do now is, I think we still have a bit of time before lunch lah. So let's go into your groups, and I want you to do 2 bow ties for me. Now the bow tie, you can use this template. You can take a picture of this slide, and you can just put it as a backdrop of your Google slide or something like that, and then you can put text boxes on top of it if you want. That's one simple way of doing it. Or you can just save it as a picture and use some tool and write on it. I don't really bother. That's probably an easier way. So I will allow you to take a quick screenshot of this if you want. Can? Okay, good. So I want you to do one. Do one well. If you have time, do a second one. It's just an idea of getting your application onto thinking this way. We think of source, we think of consequence, and then we think of control measure and recovery measure. This will help you set the tone for doing some of the work later as well. And just have you think this way, linearly. Remember, the source doesn't link with the consequence. They are separate. Don't draw horizontal lines to link the source with the consequence. No. The source, the consequence may be a result of 5 or 6 different sources. One source may result in 5 consequences. It is not correlated. It is 2 separate, distinct things that we are talking about. But the risk event, the more specific your risk event, the easier it is to come up with source and consequences. Try not to be a very vague risk event. Try to be a more specific risk event. Okay, and I will join you guys in your room and go through the discussion with you all as well.
Okay, so I think they said that you need to identify 2 risk events, right?
Yes, the risk
Yeah,
that
so I
would relate to the consequences.
so you need to think of the 2 risk events.
Is it related back to any incident or?
No, just talk about the aircraft crash.
Oh, again, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's under the same topic. Yeah, but it's a different thing. So we need to identify 2 risk events that might have lead to the aircraft crash. So the risk event just now we already talk about is a bug, it's a software bug in this, right?
Yeah,
in the glitch,
might
right?
leads to crash. Then one more, I think maybe unfamiliarized system.
Unfamiliarized system.
Yes. So like in results to people panic and it cause what you call that, more accident.
You mean that you're saying that
Because let's
the
say
pilots are not familiarized are not familiarized with the
yeah,
software system.
because Boeing Max is relatively new, so by the time some of them might have some glitch or error, they don't know how to rectify immediately. So people will tend to kanchiong. So when they in a panic mode, they would result in maybe just accidents. Actually, like, trouble you to present. Thanks.
Okay, but I think we must put it better this way because it's like it doesn't look good on us. Okay, so the first risk event is the software bug. Then what are the things that what did he say? He said you need to put in the risk level, is it? Did you bring a screenshot just now?
Yeah, I
Maybe
did.
you can share with us the screenshot just now. I didn't manage to
I will
see
put it
it
inside
just
the
now.
Word file.
Okay.
It's at the bottom of the file.
Okay. The bottom of the file. Okay. So the risk factors. So the risk factors, can we still also say about the root cause of it? The root cause or the risk event is are these two, software bug and the software operating system unfamiliarity?
Can I think you only asked about two risks
Events.
and one
Yeah, but after that he showed us this diagram in the Google form, the one that Alan shared with us.
Yeah. Is it also have to do the control measure potential source? Is it that one too?
Which one?
Like, after we do the preventing action, right? Then we must do corrective action. On top of that too, we also must provide another four of the
Potential source, control measure, recovery measure, and potential consequences. Everything to that. Yeah, we need to indicate 4. So the source will be potential source will be unreliable software.
No, because now we need to identify two risk event, right?
If
So
we
the two risk
stick
event.
to one first. Potential source, we stick to one, we do the flow
You're
first.
looking at which one? The risk factors.
Okay, hi guys. It would be nice if you all were able to share something. So put it on a screen or something like that. At least I can also check in on you guys. This one diagram so hard for me to check in verbally.
I want to ask,
Yo!
because you said just now that we need to identify two risk events.
I would rather you do one, do it properly, then if you still got time, do a second one.
So risk event, right, is it the same as the risk factor?
No, a risk event is a very specific event. For example, just now the car, the one, sorry, the landscaping company, they say that grass cutter hit a stone
Okay, the description.
event. Yes, actual event.
Okay. Then okay, then after that we go to what's the root cause of it.
Yes. Some of the causes. So if you have 2 or 3 causes, that is best. You have 2 or 3 consequences, that is best. 3 or 4, I don't say 2 or 3. I mean, they need to expand it out a bit.
What's the 2 types of controls? Earlier was saying one is
each consequence must have at least one control.
Yeah, one is earlier it was mentioning what type of controls do we have?
Preventive controls and some are recovery control.
Preventive and recovery. Yes.
Right. Control measures and recovery measures. Okay, so just update you. I'm going to call everybody back into the room at 12:40, and then we're going to break for lunch. Then you guys can come back after lunch and continue this conversation if you're not done.
So the risk event, we need to have some sort of a description of the event, right?
Who's going to present later? Wei Qi, is it?
Yes, correct.
I can present, but
or Ghazali also can present.
Present again.
You present again? What?
Hey, you see, yesterday also I talked.
Okay, if you want to build also can but because we need to
I know.
we need to mention the risk event, you see. So the risk event, right, it must be some sort of like a description of the event that is happening.
No, usually the
So
source,
how we
I think it's very
put it
straightforward. It's just keyword. The source would be unreliable
No, the risk event
software.
is not the Mr. Kamesh mentioned, right? That we need to put in like some sort of a sentence to say that this event has happened. Then after that, then we go into the risk factor, the root cause of it. Then after that, followed by the risk, followed by the consequences, risk level, all these things. So some sort of like a sentence, to show that this is the event that is happening.
Yeah, the event is the accident.
But you need to put it in words. You need to put it in sentence.
Yeah, wait. Let me.
The other two groups can do so nice the press statement. We never think about it.
Because you never ask for press statement.
But
also not okay, you see knowledge check 6, right? We need to indicate the potential source, control measure, recovery measure, and also consequence, right? So the potential source is we have unreliable software, right?
Okay.
Then the control measure will be recovery or preventive.
Control measures, unreliable software. Unreliable software, what we can do is recovery, right?
Yeah, because it really happened, right?
Yeah, so what are the actions that we need to do to...
We need to do okay, so we will need to do a recovery measure. Okay, recovery measure, what we need to do?
That we need to install the patches, right? We install the patches, right? Install the
potential consequence.
Installation of security patches. Is this security patches?
Yes.
I think security patches is a better word.
It's not security, installation of patches. It can be due to a bug. It's not security. Security is somebody hacked into your system.
If we say patches, means what?
Just say on bugs, on glitch, just less glitch. So at least they know lah.
Installation of patches. Installation patches.
Yeah, then followed by unfamiliarize, is it?
Then okay, this is the recovery action, right? Not preventive, right?
Okay, we do the corrective action first lah.
Corrective.
We done corrective. This one corrective already.
This is under corrective, right?
Yeah.
Your recovery action be under corrective, right? The recovery measures under corrective.
Yeah, correct.
Corrective actions, preventive action.
I mean, this is just the headline, so at least we know so well.
Because preventive action and corrective action are two different things, right? Yeah, your preventive, under the preventive action, there will be potential sources, control measures. Then your corrective action will be the recovery measure, and the potential consequences will be under the corrective action, right? If you look at the diagram, if you look at the bow-tie analysis diagram, it shows this, right? Under preventive action, there will be potential sources and control measure. Under corrective action, it will be recovery measures and potential consequences, right?
Corrective, unreliable, yeah, corrective. So by installing, which means like very fixed, is considered as prevention.
Corrective means that you already done, or you
I'm
already
talking
done
about
something about it.
preventive.
Preventive,
Yeah, because
but
preventive, which
is
means
there anything?
installation.
But is there any preventive
Yeah, like
action
installing
to
the
do?
patches, right? Am I right?
Installing patches means that you
Oh,
already
do it,
do,
yeah.
means you already install the patches is so as to resolve the issue,
I think
right?
that's what.
If you preventive action, meaning that you do something to prevent this thing from happening. But if you corrective action
Prevent the
means
thing from
something that
happening, right?
Huh?
You need to install the patches to prevent
Yeah, that's what
accident
I
from
just
But
happening, right?
is that the corrective action?
No, that is prevent. Like
But how
prevent.
about corrective
Corrective.
action?
Oh, sorry, what you say?
No, corrective
the
action is actually you take after the accident. Okay, preventive action is now that we know that it's going to happen, so that's why we install the
Yeah.
patches. It's a
action that
preventive action.
the incident has happened. So what are the actions to
Okay, so I think I understand the question. So what is the preventive actions preventive action we're going to do, right? So right now, okay, so what's the preventive action? So we need to do investigation of
yes?
the and the investigation tells us that there's the glitches, there's the software bugs, glitches law.
But how you prevent that from happening?
But
How
installing the
do you
patches,
prevent this?
No, okay, when you prevent, right, it's like
accident already happened. So we
Yeah.
need
But
to
preventive
corrective,
action is
right?
something that the
You don't get confused. You do different things. Preventing is aftermath you want to do. So you are confusing the two.
yes.
So you need to get the flow right first.
no preventive and corrective, they are two different things.
Right.
Preventive is something that you're going to predict something
Yeah,
will
but
happen
right now,
and you do
what is
something
the
about
flow?
it. Now corrective action is something that the thing already already
How about we
happened
ask
and
for
you
help,
want to do something about it.
Yeah. You ask for help, lah.
No,
Help, lah.
Ghazali, it's two different things,
we
no?
know.
Yeah, actually,
But right now,
Yeah.
now the accident happened.
The
What are you
accident
going to do?
happens, so it's under corrective action, no?
Yeah. So under
so
corrective,
corrective,
what
what?
you going to do?
Okay, because Alan and me, I think we are aligned already lah. But I think corrective which means like for example, like okay, what's the corrective, which means the what do you call it? The consequences, you know. Because corrective means consequences of it. Prevention action means like okay, we install the software patch to
Yeah.
prevent something from,
I agree
you know.
with Ghazali. Corrective as in to remedy to solve the problem. Then preventive is to not making it happen, preventing the problem from
Preventive
happening.
action is what are the control measures that you need to put in place to prevent this thing from happening, right? What are the control measures to be put in place to prevent this from happening is for preventive action. Corrective action is something that what you're going to do about it when this thing happens.
Correct. So what's the point?
So now the point is, so now we are going to do corrective or preventive. Okay, preventive action, we see that, okay,
So
preventive
what do you
action,
think is best, preventive or corrective?
Best is preventive, so that you do not have to do corrective.
so preventive, right? Okay, what are the things that we need to do to control?
Recording in progress.
Okay, hi guys, welcome back. We're gonna take a lunch break But before that, I need to take everybody's photo and send to this this thing going on. All right, look at the cameras. Seeing a few people. Surely, are you available to smile? Yes, Mr. Wong, are you available to smile? Wong, Mr. Wong, Mr. Wong. Mind, we do one first. Okay, everybody look at the camera, smile. All right, done. Thank you. So time now is 12:43. Okay, I'll see you all back at 2.
Okay.
See you later.